Okay, how's it going, everyone? Wait, is the audio fine? Like, is it too loud, the music or something? That is the lowest. I'm good, guys. I should probably have a live chat widget something. Oh, I'll do it sometime later, I guess. Okay, so yeah, we're doing a dashboard stream because I realized if I don't do this live, I'm probably never gonna do it. So yeah, that's why we're doing it live. Okay, so I'm not gonna waste a lot of time, hopefully. But this is not gonna be like a one stream thing. It's probably gonna be throughout multiple streams because, well, I'm not that fast and a dashboard is not like a very simple thing. I'm gonna be using like very basic base technologies, not basic, but I would be using like the base technologies. So when I say the MERN stack, I mean it. So I'm gonna be using like MongoDB for the database. I'm gonna be using Express.js for the API. And then I'm going to be using React just as is. I'm not going to be using like Next.js or anything. Yes, it is going to be open source. So it is going to be free on GitHub. This is not going to be like behind Patreon or anything. So I'm probably not going to be like open to contributions until maybe the stream or the series is done. That way people are not confused. But it will be open source under MIT. Don't worry. My VS Code theme. Wait, hold on. It is Dracula. This one. And then the file icon is material icon. Tutorial, yes. But the thing is, I've never actually like fully finished a dashboard. So this is like my attempt at it. Once I finish this dashboard, hopefully live, I'm going to be able to, maybe make a tutorial out of it. Because the thing about making tutorials is you have to first code out the whole thing, and then you have to like redo it to see if there's any problems or if there's any talking points. And then you have to like record everything again. So that's kind of the problem with like doing tutorials. So doing a dashboard would be very, very lengthy. And I don't think just doing a tutorial like from the get-go would be very easy for me. So this is why I'm doing it live. Hopefully it's like a bit of a motivator. Hopefully, it's much easier with you guys around. So yeah, that's my attempt. Now, most of this stuff is not like anything important. So I'm using Astro for the site. Honestly, this is just static. So you could basically use even HTML. It's totally fine. This is like an information website. It's just going to be documentation for your bot. It's going to be like the front page, all the landing page and whatnot. It's all going to be here. And based on the title here, you can tell it is a ticket bot. So a ticket bot, I chose a ticket bot because it has like a bunch of, connections between, I would say, the dashboard and Discord. I feel like there's a good correlation there. So yeah, I'm going to be using a ticket bot as an example. But obviously, if you guys follow along, I mean, I don't really expect you to follow along live, but hopefully with the code, I'm sure you're going to be able to like make your own version. So, to wake, I'm doing good, man. How are you? Thank you all for stopping by the way. There's a lot of viewers, which is pretty crazy. Okay, so this website is using Astro. You don't really have to worry. Astro is very, very, very basic. It's very close to HTML, and it can get complex, close to React. Hell, you can even throw React at it. It's totally cool. But we're not going to be touching the website right now. What I'm thinking is maybe we can start with either the API, the bot, or the dashboard. The website is something that we can do at the end. So you guys let me know what we should start with, and I guess I'll start with that. I really did not come in with a plan. I just know that I'm going to be making a ticket bot with a dashboard, and I hope to get some tips from you guys or, some help from you guys. Thank you. I'm glad my tutorials can help. Bot API. So we should start with the bot or the API. I'm just going to listen to what the chat is saying, and I'm just going to start. Technically, we can start with any. It might be easier to start with something like, honestly, the bot or the dashboard. Actually, the API or the dashboard might be easier to start with, in my opinion. The dashboard can be like the bot can be like a supplement on top of it. No, I'm not going to be using TypeScript, unfortunately. I would love to use TypeScript, but I'm trying to keep the stream like understandable to beginners. But if I do ever get around on like making a tutorial, I definitely will use TypeScript. I did not choose Vue.js or Svelte because I don't know those technologies very well. I've used Svelte before, but I'm not very good at it. Next.js, I am good at it. I actually use that for pretty much all my applications, but it would be very complicated for beginners, in my opinion, because Next.js does a lot of like magic stuff, especially with the new app router. I am going to be using a VPS if I do get around to showing you guys how to host the dashboard. So yeah. So okay, guys, you guys let me know what we should start with. I would probably do dashboard or the API first, but I'm listening to you guys. I could use Vue, but Vue, I don't really know. I really don't know how Vue works. I've heard a lot of good things about it, but I've never really used it. Let's do the API then. Cool. Lots of APIs. Okay, so I do have the React app running, which is, well, not this music. So yeah, I guess the browser is, oh, I did not even prepare for the API. I'm gonna have to use some extension to maybe make the API calls. So, okay, the API is empty, so I'm sure you guys are gonna be able to understand it properly. Sure, we'll update this. Cool. I'm glad my tutorials have helped. Adonis.js. Honestly, I've never heard of Adonis.js. I am using Express.js. You might, like, based on the title. Oh, thank you so much for the super, man. This is my first super. So thank you so much. I'm one of the best teachers. I don't really think so, but I'm glad to hear that. So, okay. I am going to still use JavaScript. I would love to use TypeScript. As I mentioned, it's probably beginner friendly to use JavaScript. So we're going to be using Express. And I'm just going to install Express in .env. I know .env or environment variable support is available on the newer Node.js versions, but I'm just going to use .env. I'm pretty used to it, to be honest. And I don't want to use like a flag whenever I'm starting my bot. VS Code Insiders. I'm a little afraid that might get me some bugs. By the way, if my audio is bad at any point, if the music is too loud, let me know, please. This is, again, my first time streaming, so I don't really know how it sounds on the other end. I did run a test stream, but, you know, I can't tell the way you guys are telling. So anyway. Obviously, index.js all the time. We have that there. So it's been a while since I've used the base technologies, so you're going to see me run through the docs quite a lot. What human languages do I speak? I speak English, I speak Swahili, I also speak Punjabi, which is, well, because I'm Indian, you know, I'm a Sikh. My audio is W, thank you. I tried. OBS does have some noise suppression on top of that, so that might mess up a lot of stuff. Oh, thank you, whoever's AFKing. I don't want to waste a lot of time, so I guess we can start. Should we use CommonJS or should we use ESM? Honestly, I'm thinking CommonJS because I'm just too used to it, but we can use ESM if you want. I don't really think you guys need a face reveal. I'll be honest. Nest.js is good. Yes, I've heard a lot of good things about it. But I don't know Nest.js all that much. Yes, when the live ends, it will be in the lives tab. So you can watch it later. I plan to make this a series so that you can... Well, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to follow along. Well, I'm not from Punjab, Edison. Like, I'm from Tanzania, but I'm Indian, like, by culture. Okay, so we're going to use CommonJS. Somebody in the chat said CommonJS, so we're going to use that. So if you've ever used CommonJS, you know you can set up an API, or you can set up a server, if you will. Technically, it doesn't have to be an API. You can even serve HTML files or static files using Express.js. But our main purpose over here is to use Express.js, obviously, for our API. I want to keep things as basic as possible, so it's easier for you guys. Anyway, we're going to listen on port 3001, I guess. Okay. I think I'm going to put this in a variable. Better use ESM.js. Well, sure, it might be better for some packages, but isn't like CommonJS like used more? I honestly don't know anymore. I would love to use Bun, but again, I don't want to confuse any beginner watching these streams. I feel like these technologies, MongoDB, Express, React, like they can be understood if you're a beginner. I use Vercel for most of my websites, the free tier. If I want to deploy like a paid version, I usually just use my own VPS. Okay, so I think we can test our API. I'm gonna use watch, which is, I'm not sure if it's still experimental. Oh, it's still experimental, okay. So the good thing about watch, this watch flag, if you've never heard of it, I think it's from version 18 of Node.js. If you save your file, it restarts automatically. So it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna use my browser for this. I'm gonna go to port 3001. So yeah, that's the API working. It does say cannot get the / route, but it is working. So to make sure that the routes are working properly, we can say app.get, which is the get request. If you didn't know, there's a lot of different HTTP requests that you can make. There is get, there is post. Sure, I'll let Copilot do this for me. But these are like the 4 most common ones. I believe there are others like patch or something like that. So let's say the / is going to be, you know, as much as I would like to use Copilot, I am gonna disable it. Should I disable it? It might confuse you guys. Okay, so this one is gonna have 2 parameters, the request and the response. And I'm gonna explain how this works. So the request is an object. Response is also an object with a bunch of properties and methods. But the way this works is whenever somebody goes to localhost 3001, you get this request object and all the information about that request. So you can use request dot, the headers from that thing and everything. Yeah, I don't want to delve into the basics of REST. I am just getting, I'm just explaining a little bit of how Express.js works. After this, I am hoping to just speed up things. Anyway, sending back a response is also pretty easy. We can use res.send or res.json, which is, I'm going to be using this a lot. So we can say something like, success true, or, success received request successfully. So if I save it and I refresh it, you can see that we get the response back properly. It says success received request successfully. Oh, we got 2 more supers. Thank you guys. It's Peter second. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Similar Squid, also €2. Been enjoying the Discord.js videos a lot. Thanks. No problem, my friend. I'm glad you enjoy them. Yeah, let me try to cook. Although I'm probably not going to get very far. So this is the basics of how Express.js works. You write the routes that you want to work or where you want to receive requests, and you basically send back responses. So now let's go ahead and also set up MongoDB. So I'm going to install Mongoose. I prefer Mongoose, but you can use the official MongoDB SDK. That's totally up to you. Oh, wow. We have a lot of viewers. I mean, a lot more than I expected. That's for sure. "51 people, that's insane." Okay, that's actually crazy. Thank you all for joining in, by the way. Okay, so Mongoose is pretty simple. You guys might know how to use Mongoose. Anyway, it's a way to interact with the database, which in our case is MongoDB. A terminal, this is ZSH. It's the Mac terminal. Also, if you're talking about the theme or this autocomplete thingy like Node, this stuff, this is Amazon Q. I think it's free. Yeah, it's free. I don't remember paying for it, so it's probably free. Oh, we got a $5 donation. Psych AI. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. You guys don't, by the way, don't feel like you have to donate. It's totally, you don't have to. Just sticking around is pretty cool. Oh, we have another donation. What currency is that? Is that rupees? Thank you so much, Edison. Yeah, I will try to cook. Okay, so we are not gonna open up our port before, or we're not gonna open up our port unless our database is like connected. So the way we can do that is, first of all, let's use .env. This right here, you can use MongoDB Atlas, which is a remote database, a remote MongoDB database, or you could use a local MongoDB installation, which is what I'm doing. I'm going to be using MongoDB localhost. Also, do you guys have any suggestions for the bot name? It is it's a ticket bot, and I honestly don't know what to call it. I just thought of calling it ticket bot, but now that you guys are here, yeah, let me know what name you guys want me to use for the ticket bots. I'm just gonna call this ticket bot dev, the database. And to use the environment variables from this file, we're gonna be using require.env/config. Now, in newer versions of Node.js, I believe you can just use the env flag when you're starting, like the watch flag. So yeah, the env file stuff. I don't really like this approach yet because I think it's experimental. I'm not sure. You can let me know. But yeah, I just prefer .env for now. Tickenstein. That's funny. Omni. Avraj supports. Ticketmaster is good, but that's a brand name. That's actually a good name, like Ticketmaster. My VS theme is Dracula. Theme. This one. Oh, now I should probably zoom in, actually. I completely forgot that I'm streaming. So anyway, before we listen to our port, which is 3001, I'm going to go ahead and connect to the database using mongoose.connect. And in here, we put in the connection string, which is obviously this thing right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say process.env.mongodb URI. Also, this returns a promise. You can see it returns a promise. So that means we need to, we need to either await it, which we cannot in CommonJS. Top level await is not allowed. So you could put this in a function if you want to use await. But what I like to do is use the .then method. And this function will be called after the connection is a success. I'm going to put this up here. So also, I think we should do a check. If not, process.env.mongodb URI, then we should probably throw an error. So So yeah, our app will not start if we don't provide this. I'm also thinking now is probably a good idea to just create a Git repository so you guys can see the code live. I will be pushing it every now and then, so you guys can just remind me if you want the latest code. I am going to add a .git ignore here to ignore node modules and the .env file. Okay, the bot has nothing. Dashboard has the basic files, but I don't think I have to ignore anything here. The site also has very basic stuff. Also, these have their own .git ignore, so I think I'm good on that. So yeah, git init. Actually, I'm just going to use VS Code for this. Discord dashboard. Oh, we still don't have the name yet. I forgot. You know, I'm really tempted to use Ticketmaster. Ticket Whiz. Tickler. It reminds me of that character in Game of Thrones. Under ticket control bot. Funny, funny. Yes, this live is going to stay on YouTube, so you can watch it later on from the live section. Why did I need that guard? What do you mean? What guard? You mean the dot then? The callback? Ticket Buddy is, yeah, I kind of like Ticket Buddy actually. Ticket Pulse is kind of cool. I liked Ticketmaster, but that's a brand name. I'm not sure if I'm even allowed to do that. Tickety, 2ticket. Only 2wake would do that, would say that. So far, I like Ticket Buddy. Ticket Pulse is also pretty good. Should we shortlist some? Because I'm gonna name the GitHub repository with that name, so that's why I'm kind of like stopped here. No, the conditional on top of the dot then. Oh, this one? Well, you are right. This will crash if there's no environment variable. I guess you're right, but it's fine. It doesn't hurt to have this there. Oh, ticket is good. I like tickets like that. Ticket. It's almost like one word. The thing about this is I'm also gonna have to buy a domain name if the live streams are, you know, kind of okay in terms of performance, in terms of views and stuff. So if it works out, I am gonna go ahead and buy a domain and deploy it and everything, and hopefully show it to you guys live. Okay, should I just go with tickets? I'm gonna go with tickets. I'm sure we can change it later on. I'm gonna put this in a public repository, and I'm gonna give you guys the link in chat. I will buy a domain, but later down the line. I've learned my lesson a lot of different times that you're not supposed to buy domain names for projects that you did not finish. So it is available in my GitHub profile. I will put the link in chat as well. Yeah, 2wake, you have a ton of domains. You don't have to. Just leave it. Ticket is fine, I guess, but it doesn't really like, it's a ticket bot, so you kind of want it to, you know, sound like a ticket bot. Anyway, I think we can get rid of this. Oh my god, there was a way to make routes without app. I believe it was called router. We're gonna see that later on. So we're gonna start by making some models as well. some MongoDB schemas. First of all, the very obvious, I think, we're going to start with user. Const user schema. Also like to have timestamps. If you guys didn't know, this timestamps object actually creates two properties called created at and updated at, which is pretty good. It like automatically updates the stuff as well. Big thanks for command kit. It's a life changer. I'm glad you think so. That was my goal. I really hope I can push some updates for it. It's just the time. So this is gonna have the name user and user schema. You guys have a ton of domains. Yeah, I know. That's why I've stopped buying like domain names before I finish the stuff. It is a real urge. You're like, oh yes, I'm gonna build this app and I'm gonna finish it. So I might as well just buy the domain name now. But the fact is, you honestly just buy the domain name, you forget about it. I've learned my lesson. I hope so. The bot features, this is a ticket bot. So it's gonna have a lot of, well, it's a ticket bot. You can open tickets in the Discord server, all those basic features. Hopefully more if this is a success. Okay, user schema. There is an ID by default, so I'm not going to mess with that. I'm going to put ID, which is, this is the Discord ID. Type is going to be string required true. Now here's the thing, the access token and the refresh token. I'm thinking I should probably just add these right now because we are going to be like using them with the API. So yeah, I guess might as well just add them. I'm not sure if I should add the refresh token, but with the refresh token, the user can stay signed in longer. I guess I'll just add that as well. Now, since we're using a dashboard, it would be ideal to store the username as well as the avatar hash, because we can't request, I mean, we can technically, but it would not be ideal to request or to send requests to the Discord API over and over whenever a person like logs into the dashboard or something. So I guess I'm just going to store it as username. And you know, the next time the person logs in the dashboard, it might be like we're going to make an API call to Discord. Now, avatar hash is not always available. So I think I'm going to set the defaults to null over here. By the way, I started this live stream with absolutely no planning. I just know that I'm going to be building a dashboard over the next few live streams. Hopefully I can do this every weekend. And yeah, hopefully we have some progress like that. A lot of hopes. Command kit, I am very tempted to use command kit for the bot over here, but I think we might have to make our own command handler. That might be more ideal if we're, you know, if we're doing everything base, like if we're not using Next.js and we're using React, it might be ideal to just use our own command handler. But for sure, I think you can use command kit if you're following along. I love you too, Revive mods. Okay. I think this is fine. Now, I'm not sure if we're going to have premium features. Do you guys want premium features? I could use Stripe, Patreon. I could use Paddle, maybe Lemon Squeezy. Should we have payment features? Because if there is payment features, I think I can throw that in the user as well. But that is obviously a lot more complexity and will have to be done later down the line, probably near the end. Okay. A wild twilight appears in chat. Welcome, man. The bot's name is Ticket, like this ticket, like that. I really hope I can find a domain name for that. Crypto, controversial, man. I would I would like to get into Web3 and stuff, but yeah, that's something for another video maybe, or for another stream, another project. Not now. Okay, so we're gonna have payments, I guess. You guys want payments, it seems. So we're gonna use that. But I'm thinking we can use it in the guilds instead of, you know, instead of directly on the user. I can't really see any reason why we would want to have any premium stuff on the user. Yes, the code is on GitHub. Actually, I did put it in chat. Hold on, I'll put it again. See, I would get into Web3, but I'm probably I really don't know. I don't see any like opportunities. Yeah, the guild is the goal is to make the guild premium, you know. So instead of username, we can say name. So that's going to be the guild name. Instead of avatar hash, we can say, wait, does the guild have a hash? I guess we can say icon hash, right? Or is it just the URL? Oh yeah, I'll pin that thing actually. Oh my god, I'm using OBS, which is kind of hard to navigate. There are opportunities. Okay. Okay. Okay, where's the link? I'm gonna... Okay, I've pinned it. Okay, this is a much better dashboard. What the hell? Why was I using OBS? We don't really have access and refresh token for guilds. So get that out of there. Since this is a ticket bot, we are going to have a lot of guild configuration. So I believe we have, let's say, open ticket categories. So open ticket category ID. That's a very long property name, but is it open tickets? Yeah, I think so. Default is going to be null. My age is 21. We have closed tickets category ID type string. Default null as well. Is there archived categories? Oh yeah, I'm definitely 80 or 41. I would use Prisma. I would use all the new technologies people are using with web apps. But the problem is I want to keep this beginner friendly. This live stream, you know, If it's a tutorial, then I might use some of the crazy new technologies. Maybe Next.js. I'll throw in Next.js because it's easier, you know, for stuff like the router and whatnot. But for this stream series, I'm thinking I should keep things very, very basic and just use the base technologies. I think I've said that like 5 times already now. Oh, transcripts. Yeah, transcripts. Transcripts category ID. What else do we need for guild configuration? Hell no, Addison. I would never use Laravel for a Discord bot. That is absolutely insane. You could torture me and I would not use that. I'm sorry. Honestly, I'm not even sure how long this stream is gonna last. It is currently we're like, oh wow, we're 41 minutes into this. That's interesting. All right, transcripts are supposed to go in a channel, right? Instead of a category. We could definitely do that. Yeah. Transcripts channel ID. Yeah, I think I remember. It's in a channel ID. Discord PHP. No way. No way. You could not torture me to use that. I tried PHP once, but bro, the syntax is, I don't know, for me, the syntax is just not it. I guess I was too used to JavaScript, but that's just me. Anything else we should have in our guild configuration? See you around, Sparks. Have a good one. F Lambos, bro. True. Ping role. We could have mod role IDs. That is. Oh, in Cypher, I didn't see you in chat. How's it going, man? Yeah, mod roles. It is mod roles. A bot logo? No, we don't have a bot logo. We're probably just gonna use, I don't know. Currently, in the dashboard, I'm just using the Veet logo, which looks like this. So I don't know. We could reuse that, I guess, if it's allowed. That is. Okay, so we have mod role IDs, I believe. And this is going to be an array of strings. And default is going to be an empty string. Yes, the goal is to make this multi-gilded. That's kind of why I'm using a database. I would not be using this otherwise. It's pretty easy to hard code stuff. I wouldn't say easy, but it's fairly simple to hard code stuff and just use that for a ticket bot. A ping role. Should we add ping roles? That could be interesting, right? So when somebody creates a ticket, it pings a set of roles. Is that what you're saying? Ping role IDs? I think so. I mean, we can always remove stuff, I guess. What is the best database for loads of key value data? Honestly, I'm the worst person to ask that. I have no experience with large scale applications. An array of ticket channels. I don't think ticket channels should be in the guild configuration. We're going to have a ticket model. So that is going to have everything about the tickets. No, this is the API. This is not the dashboard. This is the API. And yeah, we're currently just first starting with Express.js. We're going to be building the database models and everything around that. Twilight, leave me alone. Mongoose is fine for this. Oh yeah, Redis is a good choice. It is key value, right? Okay, so I think for now, I'm going to stick with this guild configuration. User also looks fine for now. This is just for users who log in. Honestly, there's a lot that I am going to be learning as well from this because it's been very long since I used the Discord API directly. I always just use Discord.js. So yeah, we also have the ticket schema. Okay, so, oh, I forgot. We were supposed to change the model name in here as well. Guild. Yeah, I guess that's fine. So a ticket has an owner. Owner ID. So type string, required true. Okay, this is kind of confusing. Usually ticket bots, they have like a bunch of categories to open in terms of like the reason why they opened the ticket. So we could put that as a tag, I guess. Good night, Twilight. I'll see you around. Maybe add all this as an array of objects because someone might want to have different tickets for different purposes. What do you mean? What do you mean, Cider? Yes, this live stream will be saved as a video. No, it will be saved as a replay. So it's gonna be like you're gonna have to go to the live section in my channel. All right. Oh my god. So the guild ID, that's kind of, I think, what you guys are trying to say, is it? So basically what guild it belongs to. I guess YouTube is going to run ads. It's warning me it's going to run ads in like 3 seconds. So see you guys then. Yeah, I'm just going to shut up. If you're premium, welcome. Do you guys get ads? Did you guys get any ads? I really don't know how the YouTube stream thingy works. It said it's going to run every now and then. Will you do a bot test? Yes, although I'm not sure if we're going to do it in this video. People suggested we start with the API, so that's kind of what we're starting with. Moderators that manage these categories. I'm still confused. I definitely want to store the categories in which, as the reason why the user might have opened the ticket. Actually, yeah, that's a pretty good property. So reason, this could be like some string, but it's not really required. So we could set that as null by default. I am making a ticket bot. In Cypher, you did not get ads because you're using an ad blocker. I think so. I know you use ad blockers. See, I did add the mod role IDs over here. So by default, they're going to be added to those newly created tickets, you know? We can say, what is that thing when people take over the tickets? And they're like, they take ownership. Let's say some staff member decided to like, you know, I want to take ownership of this ticket channel. Bot test. What do you mean? Like, are we gonna test the bot in this stream? Because if that's what you're saying, no. Oh, claim. Yeah, claim. Claim is the word. What could be a good property name over here? What's a good name for the person who claimed the ticket? I want to store their ID. You know, the person who's claimed the ticket. Do people usually just have one person who claims the tickets? Or is it or do other ticket bots allow like multiple people to claim a certain like ticket for themselves? Yeah, claimer IDs. So basically you're saying there's multiple people who can claim. Interesting. See, the thing is, when this array is empty, technically that means any moderator can see the ticket and interact with it. When there is claimer IDs, that basically means people cannot, you know, anybody else cannot interact with the ticket. Yeah, with the ticket basically, and only the person who claimed it can talk. I'm guessing that's how it works, right? So usually one. Okay, so usually one. So should we just say claimer ID? I guess that would be more ideal if you guys are saying usually one. Obviously, by default, it's null, and when it's null, anybody can interact with the tickets, or anybody with a permission. Okay. Is there anything else? We have the reason. Should we create a model for ticket category? Will that be ideal? Oh, okay. This is yeah, this has me confused. Is there going to be drop-down menu and button option for ticket? Yeah, that is my goal. I'm trying to add categories to basically the ticket system. And the way you would treat those categories is my question. Is kind of my question, because I think we can make a whole new schema, right? That would be ideal. Let's just go ahead and make it, right? You can say ticket category.js. Just gonna copy paste this. A ticket category will have an ID. We're gonna use this ID, I think, in those drop-down select menus. So every select menu item usually has a custom ID. So I think this would be a good place, or this would be a good ID to just throw in there. And whenever that category or whenever that select menu option is selected, technically that category ID can come over here. Do tickets usually have multiple categories? Like when people select the categories, like there is, let's say, I don't know, help. There's, let's say, something with the game, and there's other, right? Should we allow multiple categories? You use Copilot to help you at coding? Don't use it. That's my suggestion. Don't use that to help you code. Please don't use AI to learn how to code unless you're like solving a specific bug What about different support panels? So you mean different oh, that is actually, yeah, that is a good point. Some Discord servers have different channels to open tickets in for different categories. We might have some restructuring to do then, if that's the case. So I think a guild can have let's see. So if we go for different panels, open tickets, closed tickets, transcripts, channel ID, these might have to get separated as well, which could be a problem. So for that to be possible, we're going to have to create a whole new thing. You know, I'm thinking, why not keep things simple for now? You know, we're just getting started. We don't want it to be like over complicated. Panels is a good idea though. I definitely want to keep that in mind. So I guess for now, guild is okay. ID, name, icon, open ticket categories, transcript channel IDs. Okay, you know what? For now, we're going to keep things simple. We're not going to use ticket categories. We're going to use regular tickets. So tickets can be opened with reasons. They're going to have claimers. So a person can claim a ticket. It's obviously going to have the owner ID, the person who opened the ticket, the guild ID to represent which guild it belongs to. This ID is going to be generated. We don't have to worry about this. I think for... Oof, okay. We can say status. Is there a way to put enum over here in Mongoose? Let's just look it up. Arc, okay. Enum, no wait, Mongoose enums. Strings. Yes, I don't use ChatGPT for this. So you can just use enum like this? It just works? Okay, there was a way that I definitely did this in the past. I don't remember anymore. I remember doing this for the what is that bot that I made a video on? I remember there was the status property which had like archived, closed, deleted, or something like that. So I'm wondering what the hell I did back then. It's been so long since I used since I did that. And my god, do the Mongoose docs suck. Or I just don't know how to read. Oh, there's the match thingy, but that's regular expressions. Oh, of course, it's right there. Enum. So I can do enum values, just like that. Type string. And enum. Right? I guess. Yeah, I guess so. This is how it works. You can definitely, I think, throw in like this values thingy, but I don't really need this message object to tell me what the error is. So I guess the status can be open, or I'm going to use like that. It can be, let's see. When it's being closed, do we just say archived, closed? Deleted is a good one. Should we store deleted tickets? Default is going to be open. I think this is fine, right? Why don't we confirm, I suppose? Everything looks fine. Let's go ahead and at the bottom here, we're going to get tickets. And we're going to say const new ticket, new, just to test it out. Oh, true. We can store it as deleted instead of actually deleting it from the database. That is a good point, Discord only. We can show it in the dashboard instead once it's being deleted. That's a good point. That's a good point. I also realized ID. This is I should have been using random UUID over here, which is pretty cool. So we can get the crypto library. I believe it has the random, yeah, this one, the random UUID function. So instead of the required set to be true, so instead of, us having to write the ID every single time, we can just set the default to this random UUID function. We're just referencing the function. We're not actually calling it. This is not how it works. Yes, I'm using Mongoose. VS Scratch. What do you mean? So we're not going to put ID. Guild ID, let's just say it's going to be, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4. Claimer ID is going to automatically be null. We don't have to worry about that. Owner ID is also going to be 4, 3, 2, 1, I suppose. Reason was optional though, right? Yeah, it had a default. So I suppose, yeah, we don't really have to worry about anything else. So new ticket dot save dot then the log saved. Okay, it's saved. I'm gonna close this. Actually, I was supposed to just watch it. Okay. What was it? Ticket bot. Cool. Yeah, okay. Status is not showing up. Oh, wait, no, it's showing up. My bad. I did not even see that. For people who cannot see this, I'm going to zoom in for you. I'll close this out if possible. It does not close out. So, status works. Awesome. Will it allow any other status though? Oh, that's cool. See, enums. I don't think I used this before though. I would have remembered it. Anyway, I think we can... I think if we just set it to a random 1. What? Oh, my, I did not even save it. Yeah, there you go. It crashes because the enum is not valid. Is not a valid enum. So, okay, I'm glad I'm using this. So if I go back and refresh, we have deleted. That's good. Yeah, grandma mode for you guys. I'm not sure what the quality is like for you guys, so that's why I just put it to grandma mode. What's this new ticket thing for? This is just a ticket bot. We're gonna be making a ticket bot dashboard. I also realized I don't have a console log for whenever we connect to the database. So connected to database and listening on port 3001. Cool, cool. We can get rid of this. Yeah, it's going to be saved on the live section of this YouTube video. So you can see this preview. Next time I'm going to try to be more organized and probably have like a pinned message with all the information so you guys are not like confused or anything. Today I kind of just winged it. I just started the stream. That's it. So yeah, we have our models ready. I think they are good to go. The names seem fine. Yeah, all of them look good to me. So now I think we can get started with the API routes itself. So there's a few things about the routes. We're going to have, well, this is going to be confusing because for the dashboard, we're going to have, we could create specific routes for specific actions. But I think there's a problem with that, and that would just clutter up our project. What I am thinking is we should probably go ahead and okay, I think we should just probably go ahead and do something like what Discord JS does. You know, we could have some routes for, let's say, users. Or actually, I should probably, let's just say we have route handler.js. I'm going to explain what all of this stuff does, by the way. I'm going to explain how it works. So let's say in route handler, we have a router. This is basically like the this app object right here, but it's limited to a specific scope. So let's just say there we're gonna have router.get, and let's say users. You know, for users, I mean, we could technically, let's say there's a feature in the dashboard to fetch the users. We could create, you know, dashboard get users or something like that. But in my opinion, this might get a little hectic. So I'm thinking of doing something like, you know, just users, and based on the permissions or based on who's requesting, it's obviously going to return either the users or not at all. We can have, you know, like at me, this is an API route in Discord, actually, in the Discord API. And so by calling this, you're going to get basically your information. So who you're logged in as, you know, your email, your username and stuff like that. Speaking of which, should we store the email maybe? No, I don't think it's required for the bots. Okay. Okay, I think we can start creating routes. I'm using OBS to stream, OBS Studio. I would have used Streamlabs, but I think that is a little heavier. Yo, I'm trying to push something to HG. What is HG? But I'm getting a spam detection. Oh, you mean GitHub? GH? Are you trying to push to the ticket repo? because I would advise against that for now, because unless it's a bug, I would not recommend pushing anything to the repo until maybe it's done. Check out Supabase. Oh my god, this thingy is annoying. Supabase local hosted for database instead. Again, I want to keep this beginner friendly, so I guess we're gonna stick with MongoDB. I've explained MongoDB. Can we talk on Discord? Because I like your stream quality. Well, maybe after the stream, maybe tomorrow. Right now, I can't really get on a call. There are other people. Okay. I think we should just get started with the routes. Although we're gonna have to know what routes to create. Currently, I want to create routes that are gonna be easy to understand. So let's say for now, we might have users. Instead of users, actually, what I'm thinking is, based on our model, we could have tickets. And we could have something like post.js. Oh my god, it's gonna be a little complicated. We could have everything in one file. We could have the get request, we could have the put requests, the post requests, all in a single file, but I'm not really sure if that's going to be good. Also, ads are about to run. I just got the notice, so I guess see you after that. Are the ads gone? I hope they are, because okay, let's continue. I have forgotten how express route handlers work, so I'm gonna search that up. Hi everyone. Can this be considered as a production level architecture? Well, the fact that I'm using JavaScript probably contradicts the whole thing. So unless this was written in TypeScript, honestly, it would still be difficult. It would still be difficult for me to tell you if this was production level architecture. I am trying to keep this separated in terms of the code base so that the API does not require the bot, or the bot does not require the API during development. Obviously, in production, the bot does need the API, the dashboard does need the API, but like I'm trying to keep this as separated as possible. This is not a monorepo, that they're not interlinked with each other. This is all basically standalone projects. I could cd into this API folder. I could just develop there, and it would work perfectly fine. This could be its own Git repo. So yeah, I'm just trying to separate stuff. If it was production level architecture, I would say it would have been under a monorepo. Maybe some stuff would have been interlinked. It's difficult to tell. I've not worked with a lot of high level production code. Okay, so you know what? Screw this. I have an idea. We're gonna have an index.js, and over here we're gonna create a router for the ticket path. And from here, we can set the actual functions that we're going to be calling for certain paths. So I suppose, where the hell is Arc? It's here. Okay. Wait a minute. Express is in the MDN docs? That's new. I didn't know that. I mean, it's probably there for a while, but I didn't know that. This all I know. This I know. Yes, this thing right here, router. Yeah, okay. Okay, now I understand. Okay, it's not that difficult. It's kind of like how I thought of it. So over here, we can create our own little router. Actually, we're going to have to import Express.js first. And this is going to be express.router. You call this, right? I think you call this. Yeah, you call it. It's going to be very, very simple. I should probably just put this here. So let's say we're having, let's say we're calling API dot, let's say our bot's domain is ticket.com. Obviously, we're not going to get that. But we might call the tickets route. And let's say we make a GET request to this route. So the way we're going to be handling this tickets, I would say like route or router, is using obviously this router object right here. So we can say something like router.get and just this. We're going to have request response and we can handle it over here. And to make sure that it handles this correct URL path, we need to import it. I'm going to create another index.js here. And this is going to be, we could technically do it over here, but I think it's going to get really messy. We're going to have like a ton of routes. So I think we can just go ahead and create its own router. And this is going to be, once again, we have to import Express. Oops. Okay, so this router is just going to be the basic /. So let's go ahead and import this const base router. You can call it whatever you want to call it. Routes index. Well, we don't have to put index because it kind of assumes it on itself. We can remove this route handler because, well, we're going to be using this index.js now. Technically, we can rename this for better readability because we have a lot of index.js now. I just realized that. So I guess we can say base router or route handler. Honestly, your choice. Base router is, yeah, it's base router. Wait a minute. Oh, route base router. Okay. So for this, we can say app.use and / is going to be base router. I believe that is how it is. Yeah, that's how it is. So we can use this base router to define all the other routes. So we're going to have tickets, we're going to have users, we're going to have auth, so, you know, signing in, signing out, etc. So in our base router, we can say something like, let's say, or router.use and tickets. And to handle the tickets route, we're going to be using this router right here. Obviously, we have to, oh, I just realized we did not even export this router. I'm not even sure how we're using it. This should, yeah, this is a router. Cool. We should also do the same over here. Routers.use tickets, and this is going to be, wait, no, we have to import this. So I believe this should work. I hope so. I go to Arc and God, why the hell do I keep saying Arc? If I go to tickets, I'm not handling it. Am I? Yeah, we're not handling it. Then tickets route working. Tickets route working. Awesome. So our localhost /tickets is working perfectly fine. In production, obviously, it's going to look something like api.mydomainname.com/tickets. And over here, we're going to have obviously either the GET request, the POST request, the PUT request. If you guys don't know, whenever you, well, I'm back to REST API, but whenever you send a request to a URL, that's technically a GET request in your browser. What do you mean it should be? Where? Here? It's not up, right? Like, this is tickets. We're not actually importing anything over here. Where did I go wrong, Goblin? I mean, it is working, so I hope it's right. Also, do I still have Postman? No, I don't have Postman. Okay, I'm gonna have to use, I think it's called Thunder Client. Is it one word? That's two. Okay. Thunder Client. It's working, it's good, exactly. In base router. So in our base router, not really. Look, let me explain. So in our routes folder, we have our base router. In our routes, again, we have the tickets folder. This tickets is nested technically inside. Yeah, exactly. I don't really think you have to there, because if I do this, I'm technically going back to the source folder. It's working. It's fine. I think so. I hope so. So let's go to Thunder Clients. I'm going to make a new request to localhost 3001 tickets. And we can make get, post, put, delete, patch, etc., etc. So we're going to make a get request. Tickets route working. Awesome. Hello, Dragplix. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, now we know how we're going to structure everything. Honestly, I would have used a package to maybe simplify the routes, you know, maybe the file-based routing, maybe file-based routing would have been a better approach, but I think it's fine. I honestly think this is just fine. Again, beginner friendly. I hope I'm trying to keep this beginner friendly as possible. So if you know Express, you know this is like a pretty common approach. So tickets is going to have its own little... Should we... Okay, this is still confusing. Should we handle everything in a single file? No, we can do router.put or post. This is a ticket bot. It's going to be a dashboard, basically a full stack dashboard. Is the audio and everything fine? Is this actually playing something? Oh yeah, okay, it's just low. Fair enough. How do I remember every command? What do you mean? There's no commands here. Okay, so now we don't want people to get access to every single route. That would not be ideal, obviously, because that's a security issue. We don't want people to be able to just make an API request to this route and get everything. That's kind of where, auth stuff is going to come in. But this tickets technically is going to be limited to a specific guild. So we can't just get all the tickets. I think it would be more ideal to have this, something like tickets / guild. So /guild and then the ID of the guild, the server ID. So I think it's more ideal to send an API request over here and then get all the different tickets. It might be more ideal to do it like this. So I believe it is like this, right? Guild ID or ID. And if I do request params ID, yep. Wait, how does this work? Wow, okay. I never knew that's how it works, but that's cool. So basically with this ID, we can fetch and see, first of all, we're going to see the permissions that the user has. We don't just want to return all the tickets to just anybody. Okay. Yes, we're going to use JWT tokens. That's kind of where I was over here. I was thinking maybe I should just put the tickets on hold and we should just get started with authentication. That might be a little more ideal. Yeah, you're right. I can just do this. I can just destructure the ID. This is still confusing though. How the hell do they get access to? How do you do this? I'm just thinking in terms of the library itself. I'm still a TypeScript noob, so that's kind of it. Okay. So res.send getting tickets for guild ID. I think we can do this. Actually, I want to rename this to guild ID. It's probably more suitable. But I think we should get started with auth. That might be ideal because almost everything else is going to be like focusing on auth, right? So I guess we're going to open up the Discord developer docs. I think it's that. Whoa, flashbang. Sorry about that. Oh boy. Are they? Seriously? I cleared the cookies here. So you can make it router.get guild ID, so you don't need to reassign it. What? True. Not that the name matters. We're gonna get to that. I think we should just do auth first. Where is OAuth? Now I'm a bit confused. How am I supposed to show OAuth stuff? Especially when I'm gonna have like access token and refresh tokens. I think it'll be fine, right? If I show you guys the access and refresh tokens. I think only a specific application can make requests using those. I might be wrong. Where is OAuth? There. So if you guys don't know what OAuth is, think about it like this. Usually when you use bots like Me6 or Dino, there's a way for you to log in, right? So that's kind of what we're going to be doing as well. We're going to have a login feature, and the way OAuth works is Discord handles the login part, and it gives you limited information or limited things such as tokens. So it's going to give you like, let's say, access token, refresh token. So using those tokens, you can make requests on behalf of a user. So you can get the list of servers that a user is in. You can know their username, their ID, and obviously the user who is authenticating knows that the bot is going to have that permission. So obviously, we're going to be using this because it is a Discord bot after all. But it's been a while, again, since I've used this. So we're going to use it again. I was thinking of using NextAuth, but again, we're not using Next.js. This is like before when I was planning. I am using Arc. You can get it at arc.net. I think it just came around for Windows, but it's very limited in Windows when it comes to features. So if you're on Mac, then yeah, I recommend it. It's not bad at all. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to log in with Discord for this part. So you guys are gonna have to excuse me for this while I log in. So okay, we are logged in. What do we call our application? Of course, it's tickets. I forgot. You just downloaded it. Are you on Mac or Windows? Hello, piano person. Welcome. Okay, the token stuff. I'm gonna have to copy this client secrets into this .env. So we're gonna have Discord client ID. Oh, you downloaded it for Windows. Let me know if you like it. It's I think Windows is quite limited when it comes to like Arc features. Again, you guys are gonna have to excuse me once again because, well, secrets, you know. Mac is a little, it's more than costly. It is expensive. I agree. I'm gonna have to black out my screen just to be safe. So don't worry, the stream is not gone. Yeah, I am using Cloak, but the thing is, I'm not sure about the what do you say, the reset token part in my browser. So I'm just being safe. I am using Cloak. I actually use Cloak. Anyway, I hope it's safe. If it's not, then I'm going to have to reset it. I am going to turn it back on, I guess. Okay, we're back. I'm going to put this back where it was, as well as this. That's cloak right there in action. So we're also going to go ahead and copy secret and the client ID variable into here. And let's just close out of that just to be safe. Okay, where the hell are the docs? Did I close it? Wait, hold on. Discord OAuth. Yeah, okay, that one. Okay, we might have to do some drawing over here. So I can explain what I'm trying to achieve. Whoops, oh, I just realized. Flashbang. Did Discord drop support for Python recently? I don't think it's a Discord behind Python. Discord.py is a completely different team. I think it's like Discord.js, right? Discord.js, sure, it might be supported by Discord themselves, but I don't think they're actively involved or anything like that. Anyway, I want to explain the flow of how authentication will work. I hope I'm good at this. It's probably gonna suck. I'm not that good when it comes to explaining things like that, but let's see how it goes. So first of all, we're gonna have obviously a user. Geez, where are the icons? I don't know where the icons are. Oh, there's no icons. Okay, we have. I am not because. Okay, we're gonna have a user. I should probably just label him user, who is gonna try to sign in our dashboard. So when they click on, let's say, a sign in button or get started or something like that, we're gonna redirect them to our API URL. Why don't I use passport.js? Again, I really don't want to bring any libraries unless it's necessary. And because this is a dashboard, this is a dashboard series, I feel like at least handling the authentication part is, it would be ideal. Nervous? I'm not nervous. I just don't know how to explain things. Not when I'm live. Anyway, API. Whoa. Okay. We're going to have an API, let's say auth part. This might be sign in or something like that. And what's going to happen here is this is obviously going to be a route in our Express.js application. So technically, this could be something inside this auth part. And we could have, where is it? Yeah, we could have a sign in route. So when a user is redirected to this API route, what our Express.js servers is going to do is it's going to take this user to, it's going to take them to Discord to authenticate. So Discord is going to, I'm not exactly sure what the URL is, but it's the usual URL where you sign in with Discord. I'm sure you're familiar with that screen. That's what it's going to be. So yeah, I know TypeScript is better, but this is beginners. This is for beginners. Anyway, once you authenticate, what Discord is going to do, is it's going to send back the user to your API. Of course, you can set where the user goes after they sign in. And what Discord is going to do is it's going to take this user, it's going to take it back to whatever route you set it to. In this case, we're going to set it to, let's say, API auth callback, because, well, technically, it is a callback API route. And it's not just going to send the user back to this route. It is going to send them back with a code. So it's going to have a code in the URL query params. And we can use this code to get access tokens and refresh tokens. So, well, technically, since this is our API can use this code. I don't know how to explain this part, but using this code, we can call the Discord API. Let's say we call Discord, I think it was called, well, it has something to do with auth again. But you pass in this code, and Discord is going to give you back an object with an access token and a refresh token. And this access token and refresh token is going to be for the user who just signed in. Using this access token is the more important part. Refresh token is just to refresh whenever the access token has expired. So for now, we're just gonna like focus on access token because that is like the main part. So using this access token, we can actually get all the information about the user depending on whatever scopes we set. Obviously, you know, when you sign in to Discord using OAuth, you know, you usually get the option to like, you know, the bot is going to have access to what servers you're in. It's going to have access to your username, to your ID and stuff like that. Sometimes maybe you even set the email scope. So the user might have access to your email. Sorry, the bot might have access to your email. So using this access token, you can send requests on behalf of the user to get information about them. And using that information that we get, we can just store it in the database and whatnot. So just to explain it a little better, using this access token, we can send a request to Discord's API, and we would get something that looks like, whoops, it would be something like, I don't know, username. That's my username. And then obviously there's going to be an ID as well. There would be email if you set that scope, but usually people don't prefer this scope with bots, but just as an example. So let's just say I have Raj at email.com. And all the other information, obviously you have their avatar. This is important because we have a field in our database to store the avatar. So basically my goal for this stream, hopefully, is to get to this part, is to get to the part where we have access to the user information. So, yeah, we're going to get to coding this. Obviously, we're still at this part. That is my real name, Goblin. Okay, let's see the rest of the chat before I move on. JS is so hard. I tried learning it from Free Code Camp and completed 24 lessons from 113 total lessons. I switched to Python now. I don't really think Python is all that much different compared to JavaScript. Sure, the syntax might be easier, but overall, I think you would have the same experience. Sure, JavaScript has some quirky stuff, but I think JavaScript's, honestly, I don't know what you want to do after you learn how to code. So if you're doing web development, I would still recommend JavaScript. What is the site that is playing Lofi? Okay, it is Upbeat. I was kind of scared of playing music that I was gonna get copyrighted in. So what I did was I had to use Upbeat because they allow, music and whatnot. But I had to purchase it. I think this was like $6 a month, which I think is fair. Hopefully it pushes me to stream every weekend. I'm currently working on a project that resembles a combination of applications like Google Maps, Yandex, Uber, and Bolt, but with unique features. That's good, but that is hella complicated. Are you working on it alone? Will this stream be saved? Yes, the stream will be saved. It will be in the live section of my channel. However, I encounter some issues and errors from time to time, which I sometimes struggle to resolve on my own. I'm trying to manage it by myself, but I would be delighted if you would love to agree. If you would agree to work on this. I would love to, but oh my god, my schedule is so terribly filled. I have university, I have this YouTube channel, which I recently again started getting a little more active in. I also have clients to handle. So yeah, I'm kind of in the middle of a lot. So I don't really think I can commit to another project. I think there are too many JS developers than any other language. Yeah, I think JavaScript is the most popular language. I believe so. Honestly, you know what? JavaScript is used basically in every part, like the front end, back end. It is used in even mobile apps nowadays. It's pretty crazy. So I think it kind of makes sense why there are too many JavaScript developers. Anything that can be done in JavaScript will eventually be done in JavaScript. So I think that's how it goes. I am gonna take a bathroom break though, actually. So I will come right back. So give me like 3-4 minutes, I suppose. I'm also gonna run a YouTube ad. I think you can run them manually. So see you guys around. I'm gonna come back in like 3-4 minutes. And we're back. Okay, let's continue. So my goal with today's stream is to at least get to the point where we're getting the user information from the Discord API using their access token. So hopefully this is not going to be that difficult. Okay. I'm thinking of just duplicating that there. Whoops. Actually, we're going to have a sign in route. It's a little confusing. We might have, honestly, we can just do it as its own file. It's Express.js. It's pretty flexible. So we can do this in the index.js. So let me explain this. Hopefully you understand this a little better. So we have our API route, which is obviously, let's say this api.ticket.com. In here, we're going to have our auth route. Also, in here, we're going to have sign in. Now, the reason why we're putting sign in and we're not just using auth like this, just to log into Discord, is because we also need a callback URL. Discord will redirect the user who just logged in to our callback URL that we set. And it's going to be this right here. Now, the way you set this callback URL is in your Discord developer portal. So you can go to your bot, which is ticket, and in here we can go to this redirects. For now, since we're on localhost, I am going to have to use localhost, which is HTTP localhost 3001. And this is going to be auth and callback. Okay. I think we can also create a login URL using our OAuth 2 URL generator. Now, the scopes that we need whenever somebody's logging in is, first of all, guilds. So we know what servers the person is, part of. We're going to have to filter out the permissions and whatnot. We also need, let's see, what other scope we need. There's an identify scope. Oh, it's right up here. So these two scopes, I believe, are enough to get the basic information from the user. So yeah, we're going to set our redirect URI, which is obviously going to be our callback URL that we just set. And this is the sign in link. If I go here, oh, well, I'm asked to sign in again. Give me a second. When the hell did I clear my cookies again? I've been at it for nearly 2 hours and have yet to finish the dashboard. I have not touched the dashboard. I'm still doing the API. This is going to take at least a few weeks because I don't think I'm going to be doing this more than once a week, maybe twice a week. So yeah, Kevin, stop complaining. Give me a second. I'm going to log in. So I might have to black out my screen. Okay, so going to the URL that we were provided in the developer portal, so this URL right here, we're basically taken over here. Obviously, it looks familiar to you guys because this is technically what most bot dashboards do. So we can click on authorize and it will take us back to the redirect URI that we set, which is obviously this right here. But we're not going to authorize this just yet because we do need to set up this route. So this is going to be inside our, first of all, let's just go ahead and set up the sign-in endpoint. In the base router, I am going to go ahead and set up an auth. So auth right here. I'm going to say auth routes handler. And this is going to be from the auth folder. From here, we are exporting the router, so that's fine. And we can use this for the auth route. Okay, so far so good, but I can remove this. And let's go ahead and deal with this URL first. So we're going to have router.get, and this is going to be sign in. And for this, it's honestly pretty easy. We're just redirecting the user to the sign in link that we got. So we can say res.redirect, and do I still have that link copied? For now, we're just going to hard code it. Later on, we're going to use our environment variables to set our client ID and the redirect URI. For now, I think this is fine. We are also going to have another one, which is going to be router.get callback. And this right here is actually going to be this part where we're given this code over here. So technically, in the request query params, we're going to have to get this request query, and I believe it's called code, as far as I remember. I might be wrong. This is Arc, the browser. I just realized I did not have chat open. Okay, so for now, what I'm going to do is res.send working. And let's go ahead and test the sign in page. So over here, I'm going to say localhost 3000 auth sign in. And if I go here, you can see that we're redirected to Discord. I don't know why the hell it keeps asking me to sign in, but you get the point. Okay, so far that is working fine. Let's also go ahead and confirm the callback URL is working. So yeah, it's working. So what's going to happen is Discord is going to redirect the user with a query parameter, and it's going to be called code, and it's going to have a few, characters over here. So let's go ahead and see how that works in Express, because it's been a while. I'm going to console log request query and see what that looks like. I'm going to refresh this, go back. Okay, it's just an object. Very, very simple. So I think we can destructure this. Say code. So if not code, then we are going to return a res.status 400. If you guys don't know about HTTP codes, well, I recommend that you do some research. It's actually an interesting topic. So this is going to be error. Now, the thing is, for the API, I want to have a specific structure. The structure is going to be, in terms of errors and success. So let's say there's a status 400. We obviously want to tell the user that something went wrong. So what I'm thinking is maybe when there's a success, we can just use success, and we can do something over here. I don't really think we can just set this to true, I guess. But if there's an error, we can say, you know, a code query parameter must be present in the URL. So something like that, you know. It's important when you're making an API that you stick to one structure for your responses because it'll be easier to, you know, debug and whatnot. We are using REST, so we're not going to have like type safety or anything when we're working with our bot. So this is something that we're going to have to get used to. Welcome back, Piano Profits. Okay, so I think I need to first fix this Arc issue that I'm getting with the Discord login. Not exactly sure what's going wrong. Okay, I'm trying it now. It does seem to be logged in. So what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be making an API request to Discord's endpoint to get the access token and the, what is it? The refresh token. Oh, that's OBS. So to do that, let's go ahead and see the docs once again. So this right here is the base URL. We can use this to make a request to get the token. So I'm just going to copy this for now. In this stream, I'm most likely going to be hard coding a lot of this stuff. But as we move on, we're going to be using, you know, environment variables and whatnot. So authorization code grant. Okay. Yeah, so this is the redirect URL example that I was talking about earlier. We have, first of all, the regular URL and whatever the route is going to be. But you can notice that there is a query parameter called code with basically the code that Discord gives you. I believe this is active for a very, very short time. So you're supposed to send the request and just get the access token. And this is kind of how it works. Now, this is in Python, but I'm going to show you how to do this in JavaScript as well. So first of all, these are the things that we need. So we have the API endpoint that is, well, the Discord endpoint, but I believe I can just hard code it for now. Actually, I'm just going to save this. I'm just going to copy this. Yeah, I butchered your name because I was like, that's not the spelling of professional. I was like, what? So I just said piano profits. We could use Axios for this, but I think we can use fetch, right? Fetch would be more ideal over here. Okay. So the client ID and client secret. I do have access to the client ID and the client secret in my environment variables, which look like this. So let's go ahead and also get those. So Discord, or I should say client ID process.env.client ID and client secrets, process env client secrets. Oh wait, this is Discord client ID, I guess. Was it Discord client secrets? No, it was Discord secrets. Actually, I think this is a better name. And okay, cool. I'm still scared to open the .env file. I'm like, it's definitely going to show the credentials. Yes, exactly. That's why I'm not pronouncing your name. So I'm just going to call you Revibe or Over Control. No, what were you middle control? I think you named yourself middle control in the server. Anyway, so right now, since we're testing, this is not in production. We don't really have to have a crazy amount of checks. We just need to get to this endpoint right here. So we're going to get there fast, or I'm going to try. So we're going to use fetch, which is just built in, if you didn't know. Did I really show the .env file? I don't think I did. I think I used cloak, right? To hide everything. Cloak has been enabled the entire time. So anyway, Discord endpoint, API v10. We're going to have to, let's see how it works. So we're supposed to call it to what URL? Not the fresh one. To OAuth 2/token. So let's use that over here. How hard is it to learn JavaScript, HTML, and CSS? From my personal opinion, well, HTML, CSS is really not that difficult. Even JavaScript basics, it will take you a little bit longer compared to HTML and CSS, but honestly, it's not that bad. It's doable. You can learn it. I don't want to give you a time frame because that would not be ideal. Everybody learns at their own pace. That's something I noticed. So yeah, it's not that difficult is what I would say. It didn't take me long because HTML and CSS at the end of the day is just basically the structure of, you know, a web page. No, TypeScript is not better to learn compared to JavaScript. You need to know JavaScript first to learn TypeScript. But obviously, it is good to know TypeScript once you know JavaScript. Okay, the headers is important. We are gonna have this, so I believe we cannot just send this stuff as JSON. How the hell do you send it as form URL encoded? Well, let's just go ahead and set everything first. I think we can set the headers like that. So on, it's a content type. This one. Oh yeah, you can get really crazy with CSS. You can learn a lot. So I would not recommend it like thinking too much when it comes to CSS. Just do the basics. You'll get the hang of it. And you'll learn everything the more you build applications, you know? So how do you send it as URL encoded? Was it this? No, it was not this. Hold on, I'll have to do it. I'll have to search. I kind of forgot. It's been a while. Convert JSON to URL encoded parameters. JS. Oh, sorry. Form URL encoded. That's different. I think there was something built in though. Yeah, the URL search params. Okay. And then .toString. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that is kind of what I was thinking as well. Nice. Method, what is this method? Post? Oh, it's a post request, okay. Learn Tailwind CSS instead of CSS. It's better. Once again, no, you're skipping the basics and you're just jumping to a framework or a library that basically builds on top of the basics. You should learn CSS first, the basics of CSS, and then you should learn Tailwind CSS. Tailwind CSS is definitely more convenient compared to regular, but you do not want to learn Tailwind before CSS. Yeah, you kind of have to know some CSS. Grant type is going to be authorization code. Body. Oh, wait, sorry. New URL search params. .toString. What was it? Okay, grant type, code, and the redirect URI. So code is, well, it's that. So we don't have to do that. We have redirect URI, which is going to be, well, I think we should save that as well in our .env. So I think we can say Discord redirect URI, and this is going to be localhost 3001 API auth. Oh, sorry. Auth callback. So yeah. C++, no way, man. I'm not learning C++ just to build a Discord bot in that. Okay, yeah, we do need the client ID and the client secret. Where do you pass that? What the hell? Do you just use the authorization header? I think you do, right? I barely remember anything about this. I mean, like this thing right here, this is Python. This is... Yes, exactly, Revibe. Why not in assembly? I'm sure that would have been fun. Okay. I need to look up how this works. Wait, Discord.js has a guide on OAuth? I didn't know that. That would be more convenient, I suppose. Okay. We do have the OAuth URL. We have all of this. Okay, authorization. Token type, access token. Let's see. Wait, my videos made you a React in Next.js developer? I don't even teach that. But maybe, okay, maybe from the lessons, JavaScript lessons. Great job, man. Yeah, we have auth.js at home. That's exactly what this is. The reason why I don't want to use auth.js, first of all, I don't want to bring in any extra libraries. Sure, I might waste time doing that, but hopefully the code at the end is gonna look very like modifiable. I think that's the word. Like you're gonna have access to every little part. The thing about stuff like auth.js is they do, I think by default they do ask for email as well. Ah, you just put it in the body. That's interesting. Client ID. Why did they not explain this before? And client secrets. So I'm guessing this should be fine. Oh, also await. Auth.js is still pretty new, honestly, so I think it's natural that it's kind of True. It is definitely going to take long. I knew what I signed up for. If I did not want this to take time, I would have definitely gone for Next.js or something like that. But I went for absolutely basic everything so that I can just sit on the stream and, you know, cry about the choices that I made. Anyway, if not res okay. Is this how it is? From wait, how the hell did you do that? Oh, of course. I just renamed it. This is why TypeScript is important. OAuth. Such a silly bug, such a silly mistake. See, that works. I'm like, why are the properties not correct? So, oh, sorry, if not, I'm gonna, I think the status does tell you everything, right? Anyway, I'm just gonna console log it. Otherwise, we're gonna const OAuth res JSON. My laptop is barely getting by with VS Code, and you want me to use a full-blown IDE. Plus, I don't want to pay for WebStorm. WebStorm is like, it's you have to pay for it and everything. Okay, so what I'm about to do, I'm not sure if the access token is. I think the access token and refresh token is fine, and the code is fine if I show it. I believe it's limited to a certain application, right? Like if I just show you guys the code, the access token, the refresh token, you think that would be a problem? Because it would be pretty weird if I don't show you how it works, right? Like at this point, this OAuth res JSON, this is this part right here. This is kind of what we're getting. So yeah. I'm gonna hope for the best, man. If there's any problem, I'm just gonna remove my application from the Discord profile. But I don't think you guys can get much anyway. You can just see what servers I am in. So yeah, I'm gonna do this. Let's just go back and try this out. Localhost 3000. What is it? Auth sign in. Wow, it keeps logging me out. What is going on with my cookies? Anybody know why this keeps happening? Anyway. Okay, so at this point, oh wait, I should definitely send back a response, right? So over here, I'm gonna be like, I even forgot to return, res send error. We're gonna have that in the console, res send success. Very, very basic. Let's hope it works. So, you know what? I think we can do this. Right? Okay. Authorize. Will it work? Yes, it worked. Success. So we have token type, we have access token, we have refresh token. That's pretty cool. I believe this is what, a week? This is in seconds, right? Expires in. Basically, this is the time that it's going to take this access token to expire. So, maybe an issue with the browser? Yeah, probably. I really don't know why that's happening. It did not happen before. So far where we've reached, it's been quite, we're basically here. So we've got the access token and we've got the refresh token. That's pretty cool. Now we just have this stuff left. We're going to make a request to the Discord API, and then we're going to get the user details. Actually, we're going to read the docs for that. What was it? Identify? Authorization code. No, this is probably not it. Okay, so this is to refresh the access token in case it expires. This is to revoke the token. Okay. So with the access token that we have, I think we're good to go, basically. We will, however, need to always provide, I believe, the client ID and the secret. I think with this access token, we are ready to make requests. So wait, no, that's game SDK. So get user, or no, get current user, which is obviously users at me. So let's go ahead and try that out and see if it works. If it does work, then the stream is a success today. We're gonna continue next time, okay? So let's go ahead and confirm this. Okay. Whoops. First of all, did I get the URL? Okay, I did. So Discord endpoint, and this is going to be /users at me. And this is going to be it's going to be a GET request. So we're going to change that. In the body, I believe we have to pass in. Let's see. It doesn't really say anything about this one, but I'm sure you do. No, you don't. You don't really. I don't think you have to. Do you? Do you have to pass in the client ID? You definitely have to. Man, let's just try this out. I don't think we need that. We don't need that either. For authorization, we have to put bearer, and then the access token that we get, which is OAuth res JSON dot access token, which is, oh, sorry, it's access underscore token. It's like this, right? I'm sure it's like this. Const user res. If not, user res dot okay. Then, well, we're gonna return. Okay, let's try it out, I guess. Oh, for God's sake. I'm gonna use a different browser next time. Arc has really disappointed me this stream. I have to keep scanning the QR code every time. Okay, this better work. So, authorize. For God's sakes. What happened here? Oh wait, it's a GET request. Of course, what the hell am I doing? There's no body in GET. So anybody can use my access token. So somebody lied to me in chat. But it's fine. Oh, I'm still logged in. That's good. Success. Okay. We are getting the currently logged in user. That is awesome. Should we just go ahead and save the user? Do you think we should do that in the stream? We can reformat the code later on. We can add like error handling and stuff. Oh, sorry, not Mongoose. It's the user schema. Yeah, well, it's not about adding to servers. I did not even provide that scope, to be honest. It was the just the access and refresh token, you know? That's kind of what I was kind of confused about. I'll just go ahead and I'll go ahead and whoops, my status is DND. Oh, sorry, invisible. I should probably put it to that. So usually when you store the access token and the refresh token, you probably want to encrypt this. I think it is a requirement from Discord that you must encrypt this stuff. I'm not sure if it's like necessary, but I'm not going to do this in this stream. I'm just going to store them like this. Actually, we're going to say const user exists. Await user dot exists id user res json whoops dot id. Yeah. If user exists, res dot send your profile already exists. Now, obviously over here, we're going to have to redirect them to dashboard, update database document, and redirect to dashboard. Simple. Otherwise, we're going to create a new user. So new user ID is going to be user res json.id. What else do we have? We have username, user res json.username, avatar hash, user res json. I believe it's avatar. Yep. I don't think we need to store anything else. We could store the global name. That could be easier in the dashboard, you know? We could refer to the user using their global name instead of having to use the username. But maybe that's better down the line. Access token is going to be OAuth res JSON dot access token. And refresh token is also going to be similar. It's going to be refresh token like that. Await new user dot save and res send success. So if this works, we've had some progress. Oh, please don't ask me to log in again, Arc. Oh, thank God. So MongoDB Compass, we don't have. Oh, we do have a user's schema, a collection, sorry, but we don't actually have any data. So I think we're going to test this out right now. So back in Arc, I can authorize this. And it's a success. Awesome. So back in MongoDB, hell yeah, it works. Now, you might have noticed the access token and refresh token is the same if you did not, but it is the same. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to revoke this so you cannot, spam API requests or whatever. There's not really a lot that you can do with these tokens. You can just get my username and stuff. But yeah, it seems to work perfectly fine. I think I'm going to be doing error handling, like proper error handling in the next stream. I'm going to try to do this every Sunday, hopefully, or just the weekends, maybe Friday, Saturday, or Sundays. So yeah, I'm going to push this code to, GitHub. Oh, I forgot to remove DS store. Please go away. You are not wanted. What am I playing? There we can think what more to add if we want to. Well, anyway, the goal is just for it to be open source. What the hell? Okay, apologies. My stream might have lagged for a little bit. That's just my very beautiful internet connection. So apologies for that. I'm about to end it right now anyway. I'm just going to push this code to GitHub. The link is pinned in the chat. So add OAuth 2. So yes, thank you so much for joining, everyone. I really appreciate it. This was the first stream, so of course, excuse me if anything was a bit weird. I definitely was a bit nervous because I don't usually do live streams. But yeah, thank you for sticking around. I am going to see you hopefully next week. I'm going to try to, of course, keep on making videos as well. I do have a video planned for a giveaway system, so keep an eye out for that. Thanks once again for tuning in. I will see you guys next time. Peace. Yeah, I probably need an ending screen. Is anybody good at making stream stuff, assets? I will pay you. Just reach out. Just let me know how much you charge. I would love some great stream assets, by the way, if you're still in the chat.